PE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Social media has become an important part of our lives. From sharing personal experiences to promoting businesses, social media has revolutionized the way we communicate and interact with each other. But how important is social media, especially when it comes to promoting one's business? In today's episode of The Grind, we sit down with Lynne The Brand, a publicist, brand influencer, and digital strategist to learn more about her business as a publicist and a digital strategist and how businesses can benefit from a good online presence.
My name is Lynne The Brand, your number one online strategist. I am a publicist, I'm a digital strategist, and I'm a brand influencer. This is something that I am not doing it because I studied it. It's something that I'm doing it purely out of passion. And if you were to ask me where I learned what the things that I'm doing, where I learned them from, I wouldn't be able to answer that because these are things that, came along through passion. So passion led me to what I'm doing right now. So now there's a digital strategist part before the publicist part. So the digital strategist part was the one that came first. And I started off as a digital strategist in the year 2016. And I used like almost 1.5 years to build a name, build a brand, build, something that people can trust and a brand that people would want to work with. So for 1.5 years, I was doing pro bonos, I was just, pushing myself and building something out of myself. And then from mid-2018 to around 2021, I worked now fully as a digital strategist. And in 2021, I ventured into the publicist side now. So I would say I have done both the digital strategist and the publicist for, I think, 2016 to 2023. Those are like 7 years. Yeah, but I would count 5. I would do away with 2 because I usually don't count those years. Those are just years of building myself. So I am one person who pushes a lot of things online. Just like the word suggests, we work so much in the digital space. So be it a brand, if you're pushing, either it's a brand, either it's a product, a public figure, an event, corporate companies. So we do a lot of online marketing. We do a lot of giving people corporates, etc., online visibility. But all of these things, you do them strategically. So you come up with strategies of pushing something, but now online. Now you apply those strategies into the digital space. And as a publicist is someone who is into public relations. So you do matters pertaining PR, communications and PR. They are very important because actually we are heading into very fast, we're moving very fast into the digital space. Unlike previously, a lot is changing. A lot is changing from the way we usually do our normal things into the digital. If, for example, if you're a company, you'll find that a lot of companies nowadays, even if it's either a company that is selling a product, selling anything, they do a lot of their things online compared to Tambo when you used to do things, on the ground. So it's very important especially nowadays for a company, it's very important for one to venture into the digital space. These roles are very, very important because we are fast moving, and if you lag behind. I'll start with the publicists. So for you to be a good publicist, you really have to work on building your networks, because there's no way that you'll be doing, you can call yourself a publicist, or you will want to do PR and you have not worked so hard in building your networks, because PR entails you interacting with so many people, a lot of people in different spaces, and you really have to work on building your network. You have to work on your communication skills, because as a PR person, you can't, publicists are those people, like sometimes our work is to make sure that either my client or, my client looks good in the eyes of everyone, even if sometimes something is amiss. So as a publicist, for you to be able to hack that 100%, your communication skills have to be at par. The way you relate with people also matters a lot. So the way you relate with people, your communication skills, then you also have to build your network. Your network is your network, so you really have to work hard on it. And for a digital strategist, you really have to be well in terms of, content creation. And when I say content creation, I mean content creation in terms of writing, in terms of not the usual content creation, maybe blogging or something, no. Content creation in the line of writing, because at some point as a digital strategist, you also find yourself managing things like, social media accounts for people. You have to be good when it comes to captioning. You have to know maybe a certain audience consumes this kind of content, and your audience is different from my audience. Whatever your audience is consuming or whatever your audience likes is not what my audience likes. So you really have to be, you have to be very good when it comes to writing. You have to be very good in content creation. You have to be very good in trying to understand different brands and their audiences. For PR, there are classes that one can take for PR, for public relations. For digital strategists, I don't know if there's a class that you can go to, because even for PR, even if you go to class and you're not passionate about this thing, you'll not be able to hack it. So you have to, first of all, find that thing that you really love doing. Discover yourself first. And if PR is what you feel like, you're good with communications, you're good with, networking with people, you're good with, then you're in the right direction. You can go for classes, because for that one, there's classes for PR. For digital strategists, I'm yet to see a class for that. Yeah, I have come across so many cases, so many cases of people that have been duped by people that are claiming to be quote unquote publicists. So for you to be able to know a good publicist, you have to do your research. For instance, these people that I have come across have been either conned. Maybe someone DM'd them and said, hi, I'm a publicist. I can do this for you. I can push this project for you. I can. But we go wrong. This is where we go wrong. We don't usually do our research well. So, for example, if someone DMs me, I'll just, probably at that particular point, I am desperate. Maybe I'm looking for a publicist, or there's a project that I have worked on and I really want it to be pushed. I really need the PR services. So because of my desperation at that particular moment, I'll not do my research. I'll just be like, oh, you're a publicist, so let's do this. But for you to be able to know a good publicist, first of all, do your research. Go to that person's, pages, if you can, Google them. Go to their social media pages, check out if they have worked on anything, any kind of project, anyone, because for us, our social medias are like our series. So I'll have to post maybe the people that I've worked with, my work, what on my social media. And if you do your research and you see that there's no particular person that this person has worked with, there are no testimonials, even ask that person for, a testimonial. Who have you worked with? And if it's possible, if you can reach out to that person and ask, have you ever worked with this person? How was he or she, Yeah, so basically you really have to do your research. And if at the end of the day, your research is showing you that, probably you have tried following up on the testimonials and person A doesn't know person B, he has never worked with person B, then on their social media, there is nothing that shows that you're a publicist, apart from maybe the bio, the things that you have written on your bio, then red flags. Yes, and for a digital strategist, it's more or less the same thing. All of this narrows down to, just doing your research. Do your research properly before you fall into maybe this trap or these kinds of people. So before you work with someone, anyone, even me as a publicist, before I work with any client, I usually do my research well so that I know what I'm dealing with.
We'll be back after this break.
I have worked with companies, corporates, I have worked with events, I have worked with personal brands, like brands, public figures. I have worked with gospel artists. I have worked with some of the secular artists. I have worked with, so many people. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names, but I've worked with so many people. I've worked with Guardian Angel, Moji Shot Baba, Ben Psycho, and the 100, Willie Paul. I have worked with so many people. So I am not, I have not packaged myself as someone maybe who can just work with, maybe a brand and not corporate and not a person, a person and not events. I am all-rounded. Well, there are several platforms and all of them are important because they have like a different niche, they have different audiences. The people that you'll find on Instagram sometimes are not the same people that you'll find on Facebook, but the best ones are Instagram, then there is Facebook, there is LinkedIn, and now I think, and Twitter, yes. In fact, Twitter is moving so fast, so yes, those four. A perfect media campaign. Well, a perfect media campaign is one whereby when we started, I talked about, strategizing. So if you have sat down and you have, put down some things, like you have to first of all identify, know what this client wants. If it's now for a media campaign, know what the client wants and have ideas on the right way to deliver maybe what this client wants. And then now from that, sit down and start, strategizing. And after now you've finished strategizing, try and implement the things that you have noted down. Try and now copy and paste them for you to be able to, to give the client the final product or the final results that maybe the clients want. So I think a perfect media campaign is that one whereby you feel like you have delivered 200% according to the plans that you had, the strategies that you had, the agreement that was there between you and the client. Yes. So if you feel that you have, you have tackled it to the fullest, then I would call that perfect campaign. Well, Foley Agency is my company, actually. It's my company. So it's my PR and marketing company. So for the agency, I gave birth to it in the year 2021 now. That's when I started now doing PR. So I started doing PR just as Lynne The Brand. And then somewhere along the way, I felt like I was doing so many things still under the same umbrella. And I felt like now these things have become bigger than just Lynne The Brand. So they needed to have a bigger umbrella than Lynne The Brand. That's where now Foley Agency came in. So I started it in the year 2021. We do matters pertaining PR, marketing, online marketing, visibility, branding, social media accounts management, media tours. We organize for media tours. We do web design, like it's a whole team. We are still growing, but currently I would say I have four. Currently I would say I have four, but the company is still growing. We are on the way of, having even 10, 20, 50, and having branches all over. I have faced a lot of challenges, a lot. I don't even know where to start from. First of all, the biggest challenge, I'm a lady. So in this line of work, for ladies, for women, it's even tougher because now in my case, I'm so much into the entertainment world as well, because you'll find most of my clientele are, artists, either actors, actresses or something. So as a lady, when I started, actually, it was very, very hard because you'll find probably people are asking for favors for them to do this to you, for them to do this for you. And apart from that, the other biggest challenge was when I started as a digital strategist. People used to see this as, something that you can just do. I mean, why should I pay you for, maybe handling my social media accounts, maybe pushing a certain project online? So you only need data. So if you have data, then you're good to go. So that was a very big challenge, because now to people now back then, at least today it's a little bit different. But back then, people were not seeing it as, work. So someone would pay you with airtime, I've been paid with 100 shillings airtime, Someone will buy airtime worth 100 shillings and expect you to push a project online for a whole day, So they're like, 100 equals to how many GBs? So you're good to go, And I have worked so hard to try and, convince people that actually this is work. And it's a lot, it entails a lot. Yeah, so that was a very big challenge. Yes. So that one, and now me being a lady, people asking for favors for them to do, this for you. If I want maybe someone to host someone for me, fine, maybe someone will ask you for things that you can't do for them to be able to come through for you. Yeah, so it has been tough, but at the end of the day, I usually say, if you know what you want, then there's no challenge that can be bigger than your vision. My biggest highlight is giving birth to my own company. That was very big for me, very, very big. So that was my biggest highlight. Then another highlight is being able to now work with people who are not only Kenyan but international clientele as well. Yeah, that's also my biggest highlight. And then someone might, in some cases maybe this could be normal to someone, but it's not normal to me. It's one of the biggest highlights as well. Me working with people that I used to see on TV back then, and I used to be their fans and all that. I never thought, these are people that I never thought I would ever interact with. But at least at this point, these are people who are even mentioning your name, like, oh, you want someone to do PR for you? Call this girl, call this. Yes. So those are some of my highlights. I have so many, but those are some of them. if I could go back in time and do things differently, what will I change? I don't really think there's anything I would change, because I believe that everything happens with a reason. And if probably something did not happen the way I expected it to, then it was meant to be that way. So I don't really think there's something I could change. I would want to change. First of all, I would advise them to, go for it. Start, you see, personally, I started the digital strategist thing with a very old ITEL phone, you see. And nowadays, you see, someone will be like, I really want to venture into this line of work, but I don't have a laptop, I don't have an iPhone, get. So I would advise that person to, start where you are with what you have to get what you want. So if you have an ITEL, an old ITEL phone like me, start with that one. If you have, maybe one or even two people at most that you feel that this is my network, like this person can help me achieve this or this, then just start where you are. Start where you are. Stop giving excuses. Just start where you are. And also, this line of work is not an easy one. So sit down, first of all, call yourself for a meeting. Sit down and ask yourself, is this really what you want to do? Are you passionate about this thing? Because for sure, I can tell you for sure, if you're not passionate about this, you'll give up. It is very tough. It's very tough. But if you are passionate about it, so ask yourself, is this something that you really want to do? Is this something that you feel you're passionate about? And then after, when you find your answer, then now look at, what you have at that particular moment and start with what you have to get to now where you want to be. And also do your research. Do your research, because I have grown doing my own research. Like the way I started is not the way I am today. And it's because I'm one person who really loves pushing myself. I love growth. I love doing research. Do a lot of research. Make Google your friend. Do your research, and you'll be good to go. So they can find me on social media as Lynne The Brand, Lynne The Brand, across all social media platforms. And also Foley Agency. Foley is FOLI Agency, across all social media platforms. Final parting shots. Consistency is key. So whatever it is that you're doing, anything, it doesn't matter, any line of work that you're in right now, be consistent. Consistency is key. I know sometimes things might not go the way you want them to, or the way you feel you really want them to, but that should not, stop you from, fighting, pushing,